issues of environmental sustainability, if you look at, definitely the climate change is the first and the most important issue for all of us. And climate change is the most high-profile challenges facing the world today. Climate change is yet another environmental problem that has surfaced in the last couple of decades. Climate change has various harmful effects like a change in the seasons, occurrence of new diseases, frequent occurrence of floods, and change in the overall weather scenario. According to UN Secretary General Antonio, that was in 2019, we need more concrete plan, more ambition from more countries and more business. We need all the financial institutions, public and private, to choose once and for all the green economy. Georgetown University also has found that scientists predict that if the increase in the greenhouse gas emissions continue unabated, temperatures will rise by as much as 10 degrees Fahrenheit by the end of this century. Justin also noted that the 5 warmest years on record have occurred in the last decade. So climate change is being the visible impacted in Nepal as well. It ranks as the 10th most affected country in the world according to Climate Risk Index. Similarly, the natural resource depletion is also one of the most important issues, which has also mentioned that so many natural resources that it would be almost 1.5 hours to cover all our needs. Over time, natural resource depletion will lead to an energy crisis. The chemicals emitted from many natural resources contribute to climate change. Fossil fuel consumption results in the emission of greenhouse gases, which is primarily responsible for global warming and climate change. Globally, people are making efforts to shift to renewable sources of energy like solar, wind, biogas, geothermal energy. As such, cost of installing the infrastructure and maintaining these resources has plummeted in recent years. Then you can see the waste production and waste disposal, which has also mentioned that there is a challenge of food waste. Not only do consumers in developed countries throw away large amount of food due to the appearance, but substantial losses also occur early in the growth cycle. The overconsumption of resources and the creation of plastics are creating a global crisis of waste disposal. Developed countries are notorious for producing an extensive amount of the waste or garbage and dumping their waste in the oceans and less developed countries. So the waste disposal is therefore one of the urgent current environmental problems. Similarly, the air pollution, like many other environmental risks, air pollution doesn't impact every corner of the world the same, whereas many Western corporations have learned what is environmental sustainability in business. The same cannot be said for others. WHO reported that the Western Pacific region alone, around 2.2 million people die each year. It was due to the air pollution. Water pollution, also one of the issues here. Clean drinking water is becoming a rare commodity. Water is becoming an economic and a political issue as the human population fights for this resource. According to World Wildlife Federation, only the 3% of world water is fresh water, and 2/3 of that is tucked away in frozen glaciers or otherwise unavailable for our use. As a result, some 1.1 billion people worldwide lack access to water, and total 2.7 billion find water scarce for at least 1 month of the year. And if you look at the overpopulation, this is also being one of the major issues under this environmental sustainability. However, the growing population, what I used to say that because of I'm a demographer as well, However, the growing population is not the sole problem. We should realize that the management is a problem to control the environment as well. And similarly, you can regarding the generating unsustainable waste, huge production of waste due to the hyper-consumption is the major threat to the environment, which I mentioned earlier as well. As per the study, the average person produces 4.3 pounds of waste per day. So which we have to realize and we have to keep in our mind as well. And if you look at the deforestation and soil degradations also, data from NASA shows that the forest covers nearly a third of the world's landmass, and they play an incredible important role in the wider environment. Globally, food security depends on the factor whether or not soils are in good condition to produce crops. According to UN estimates that about 12 million hectares of farmland a year get seriously degraded. So nowadays, a wide range of a technique of soil conservation and restoration exists, from no-till agriculture to crop rotations to water retentions to terrace building as well. And another issue is the loss of biodiversity. Human activities leading in the extinction of species, habits, and the loss of biodiversity, which is our part of life. An ecosystem which took millions of years to perfect are in the danger when any species population is decimating. And acid rain, also the one of our major problem for us, for the environment, for human being and non-human being as well. And another is the public health issue, which is being the one of the serious issue. The current environmental problem poses a lot of risk to the health of humans and animals. Dirty water is the biggest health risk in the world and poses a threat to the quality of life and public health. Runoff to rivers carries with the toxins